Alright, if you can hear my dog barking in the background, no you did not. No you did not. We're gonna ignore that, pretend it's not happening, and we're gonna move on with the video. Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. I'm back with another YouTube video. I know I took a little hiatus from, oh my god, my dog. She's going wild. But I know I took a little hiatus from uploading. I have videos pre-recorded, but I just didn't feel like editing them. Like, I have them, they just need to be edited, but I've been so stressed with school, I was like, we're gonna put that off. We're gonna hold off on YouTube videos, on editing. Your girl cannot handle that right now. But here I am. It is April 24th, the day of the big Josh fight, and I'm back with another video. So today's video is going to be basically my, I guess, my current reads. I was gonna do air quotes, but they're not. They are my current reads, so why would I do air quotes? But I'm doing my current reads slash my May and June TBR. So if you want to see what I plan on reading in the next 2 months and what I'm currently reading, then continue on with this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. So just side note, if I look sweaty, it's because it's hot in my house and I'm wearing a long sleeve, like a grandma sweater, grandma turtleneck sweater. And it's hot. It's like 70 degrees out today, and I was not prepared, but we're gonna continue on with the video anyways. First, we're gonna get into my little stack of my current reads. I'm almost done with one of these books, so my plan is basically to finish these 3 books by the end of the month. I have like 6 days left in the end of the month, so I'm hoping I can accomplish that goal. But I just wanted to show you my current reads, talk about what I'm reading right now. So the first book is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This book is about 4 Indian men, like what is the word? Yeah, American Indian men. And they are haunted basically by this vengeance that is out to get them, but they don't know it. And so it slowly follows each of the men as this like entity haunts them, and it's really interesting. It is supposed to be like a horror novel. I don't really get any like spooky vibes from it. It's not really like scaring me, but at the same time I haven't been like consistently like sitting down to read it every single day. I've been like reading it, and then, you know, a couple days go by and I'll pick it up again. So it hasn't really, I haven't gotten like the vibes, you know? But it's good so far. It's really interesting. I noticed that it is a little hard to track if I put it down for like a week and then pick it back up and I'm like, what is happening again? But so far it's good. I'm only like, I'd say a little over halfway through it. Like I said, I haven't been picking it up that frequently, but the next 6 days I'm gonna try my best to finish this. I have, let's see how many pages I have left. It's about 300 pages and I'm on page 185. So I have like 115 pages to go. So like I said, I'm a little over halfway. But maybe like 2/3 of the way. Is that correct math? Maybe. The next book that I'm currently reading is Tales from the Hinterland by Melissa Albert. This is like a companion novel, I guess. I don't know if that's like the right terminology for it, but this goes along with the Hazelwood duology. So if you don't know what the Hazelwood is about, it's about this girl who, her grandmother is this like very famous writer who wrote the book The Tales of the Hinterland. which is basically just a collection of like, I want to say fairy tales, but they're not like the happy ending type of fairy tales. They're very like dark fairy tales. So that's obviously what this book is. This is the fairy tale book that the grandmother wrote. And I am enjoying it so far. It is kind of like taking me a long while to get through. I'm only like halfway through this one, like genuinely halfway through this one. And I'm enjoying it. Like the stories are interesting, but it's not as like gripping as I was expecting it to be. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous cover though. Like look at that foliage. And then the inside has this beautiful red, and like you can kind of see that detailing on the inside. It's gorgeous. But yes. And the last book that I'm currently reading is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. Now this is the book that I'm almost done with. I have, let's see, I'm on page 350 and there's like 427 pages. So I have 75 pages to go. This one has been my favorite of the month so far. It is so good. So many twists and turns are happening in this book. So basically, if you don't know what this woman is about, if you don't know what this book is about, it's about this woman with agoraphobia, and she's like living in her house. And if you don't know what agoraphobia is, it's basically when you're afraid of like open spaces. So this woman hasn't left her house for like the past 10 months, and she witnesses her neighbor getting murdered. And that's kind of what the story is about, her trying to work with the cops and like accusing like the neighbor, like the husband, of like murdering the wife. And she is such an interesting character. That's all I'm going to say about it. If that at all interests you, I highly recommend you read this book, because it's not what it seems. Like you think it's so cut and dry, but it's not what it seems at all. And it's so good so far. And like I said, I have 75 pages left. So I'm hoping to finish it like today or tomorrow. I think I can read 75 pages in one day. But yeah, that is the last book that I'm currently reading. And like I said, I'm hopefully going to finish all 3 of these books by the end of the month. So you'll see my full thoughts on these in my monthly wrap-up. Now, let's get on to the actual books that I plan on reading in the months of May and June. So I'm going to start off with these 2 books because they're library books. I'm going to go with the yellow one first because yellow is my favorite color, but orange is also one of my favorite colors, so oh well. This one is First Comes Like by Alicia Rye. This one basically is about this beauty influencer, Gia Ahmed, and it's like a romance book, so it's about her romance. I don't really know much else about it. I just know that I think Haley in Bookland, I'm pretty sure it's Haley in Bookland, she read this book and enjoyed it. She doesn't give ratings, so like I can't give you her rating, but she enjoyed her time reading this book. So I figured I would pick this book up as well. I love romance books, and I was planning on reading this in the month of April, but unfortunately I have 6 days left, and I know I cannot finish this like 400-page book in 6 days on top of the other 3 books that I'm already reading. So this is just gonna transfer over to hopefully May, because it's a library book and it needs to go back in May. So this is going to be one of my first books to pick up in the month of May. The next book that I have to read, because it is also a library book, and this one, here's the thing, this one is due May 3rd. So and it's like 300 pages, it's around 325 pages. So if I really cram it in at the end of April, I might possibly be able to read most of it. but I think what will happen is I won't be able to finish it by the end of April 30th. I'll probably finish it within the first 3 days of May, if that logic makes sense to you. So this is going to be my first, hopefully, read of May, like my first official read of May, but I'm going to start it in April. That's my plan anyways. We'll see how this goes, but if not, I'm just going to renew it from the library, and it'll be one of the first books that I read in May. This one is, I really don't know what it's about. It says, meet Queenie Jenkins, journalist, catastrophist, expressive, aggressive, dramatic, loved, lonely, relatable. Her boyfriend has asked her to leave their apartment. Her boss doesn't seem to see her. Her Jamaican-British family doesn't seem to hear her. Her best friends try to help her. The series of men she meets online treat her hideously, and yet she doesn't stop seeing them. Queenie is in a spiral. So it's about, I guess, the spiral that she's going through and how she gets out of it. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, but not anything like specific or concrete that I can go off of, that I can tell you about. I just know that it has gotten really great ratings from people that I personally watch on BookTube. So that's why I picked it up. I think, oh my gosh, what is her name? Beth? I know her name is Beth. Booksnest, I believe, is her YouTube. I'll link her down below. But this is on her like TBR list, and she's waiting to read this in the summer. I literally watched her video about it, or mentioning this book, today. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about this one. Let's see, I have a couple more books here. I'm gonna go with this one first. So I just recently picked this book up from Barnes & Noble. It is Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. If you don't know what Howl's Moving Castle is, if you haven't seen the movie, this is basically the book that the movie was based on. So it's following Sophie, who gets turned into an old woman, and she seeks out Howl to kind of reverse her curse, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but she wants to reverse it and go back to her normal self. And so she tries to get Howl to help her, and it's kind of about their adventures together. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It is a whimsical book, and I've heard that if you enjoy the movie, you're going to enjoy the book even more, because the book is different than the movie. So I'm really excited to pick this one up, and I'm so glad that I actually have it in my possession, because it's so cute. And I didn't know this, but I got this in the kids section of Barnes & Noble. I didn't realize it was considered like a kid's book, but that doesn't stop me from reading it. So I'm excited to get into this one. Okay, the video cut me off, but I don't know what I was saying before it cut me off. Basically, I'm a part of this book club with like some people in my town, and the book we're reading for May is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I really don't know much about this one either, so we're going to read the back. Achilles, the best of all the Greeks, son of the cruel sea goddess Thetis and the legendary king Peleus, is strong, swift, and beautiful, irresistible to all who meet him. Patroclus is an awkward young prince exiled from his homeland after an act of shocking violence. Brought together by chance, they forge an inseparable bond despite risking the god's wrath. They're trained by the centaur Chiron in the arts of war and medicine, but when word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, all the heroes of Greece are called upon to lay siege to Troy in her name. Seduced by the promise of a glorious destiny, Achilles joins their cause, and torn between love and fear for his friend, Patroclus follows. Little do they know that the cruel fates will test them both as never before and demand a terrible sacrifice. So that's what it's about. That doesn't really, honestly, it doesn't really tell me much. I'm not well versed in Greek mythology. I know some of the characters that they talk about, but yeah, this is for our book club, and one of the girls in my book club already started reading it a while ago, and she said that it was really good based off of what she had read. So this is our first book for the book club, and I'm excited to get to this. Since we're talking about book clubs, I'm just gonna pick up the next book club that I'm a part of. If you don't know, Noelle Gallagher, Elias Reads, and Joel, oh god, what is his last name? Like Rochester? Something like that. Joel. If you know who I'm talking about, they are a part of the Late Night Book Club, and the May pick for the Late Night Book Club is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This one is basically about this caseworker named Linus who goes to this house in the Cerulean Sea, which is basically like an orphanage for magical beings, magical kids, and he has to investigate the orphanage from what I understand, and it's kind of like a gay romance, and you also fall in love with the kids. So I'm really excited to read this. It sounds so good, and people say that it's so cute, so this is high up on my TBR list. One of the last books that I have to share with you is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Basically, I was looking through my shelves to see like what am I in the mood for this month, I guess, and I looked at this book and I was like, yes, I need a good thriller, so that's all I know about this, that it's a thriller. It says soon to be a major motion picture. I believe that was years ago, so I think it is a motion picture already. But let's read the back. Every day the same, Rachel takes the same commuter train every morning and night. Every day she rattles down the track, flashes past a stretch of cozy suburban homes, and stops at the signal that allows her to daily watch the same couple breakfasting on their deck. She's even started to feel like she knows them. Jess and Jason, she calls them. Their life, as she sees it, is perfect, not unlike the life she recently lost. Until today. And then she sees something shocking. It's only a minute until the train moves on, but it's enough. Now everything's changed. Unable to keep it to herself, Rachel goes to the police. But is she really as unreliable as they say? Soon she is deeply entangled not only in the investigation, but in the lives of everyone involved. Has she done more harm than good? So it doesn't really tell you like what the mystery that they're trying to solve is. She just sees something that she can't unsee and she reports it to the police. So I'm excited to dive into this book and like see what the mystery is, what she sees. Yeah. Now, the last couple books that I have to share with you, I don't have them physically because I'm going to get them from the library. But if you have been following along with my wrap-ups, you've noticed that I have read or have been reading the Hunter x Hunter manga. I read the first 3 issues and I'm about to go to the library and pick up the next 3 issues. So issues number 4, 5, and 6. So those are the next 3 books on my TBR for May/June. They're really short books. They're all 185 pages, so less than 200 pages, and they're really quick to get through. So I'm expecting to get through them in a couple days, basically. So those 3 books are also on my TBR for the next 2 months. Okay guys, so these are all the books that I have on my TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these books you are most interested in reading, or if you've read any of them, let me know your thoughts on them down below. I'm just going to put this stack down. Also, if you've read any of my current reads, let me know your thoughts down below, or if you're planning on reading them, let me know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.